Hello everyone, welcome to Rockstar Gaming. My name is Eric. Today we're going to be continuing our unboxing series of the expansions for Marvel United Multiverse with Civil War, the third announced expansion during the original Kickstarter campaign for Multiverse. This is the first expansion we have taken a look at that's actually retail, meaning that the other three expansions we've taken a look at, and I say three, I know the numbering I just said is way off, but anyway. So the Galactus box, the Age of Apocalypse expansion, and the War of Kings expansion were all Kickstarter exclusives. This one is actually at retail. You can purchase it at retail, all that stuff. However, this is going to be the Kickstarter exclusive version of that expansion. So there are a couple characters in here who are not in the retail version, specifically Hulkling and Iron Spider. But everything else that we're going to be taking a look at in this box is going to be at retail. So, like I said, I will try to make sure to point out any of the Kickstarter exclusive stuff as we go through there, so that way you know if you're going to be buying it through Amazon retail, anything like that, that you know what you're getting with that. So like, where's my Iron Spider? This is a Kickstarter exclusive. This was a campaign crafting exclusive thing. He's in this box, not in the retail one. Anyway, that's all that is to say about that. So if you have been enjoying these unboxing videos, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Hit the notification bell to know when the next unboxing video is going to be, all that sort of stuff. And let's go ahead and take a look at the box right here. So we've got Civil War, Marvel United. We got a new Captain America, a new Iron Man. With them, we've got Wonder Man, Goliath, Kate Bishop, Yellow Jacket, Spectrum down there, and Tigra. So we've got a whole smorgasbord of characters for the game here. Just flipping it around so you can see that all 8 characters are represented. I do have some weird dent in my box right here, so we'll take a look at that once the plastic is off. But anyway, following a tragic superhero operation, New Warriors, Speedball, Joe Quesada. The Superhuman Registration Act was ratified, subjecting heroes to government oversight. Iron Man gathered a team of pro-registration heroes around him to enforce it. Meanwhile, anti-registration heroes gathered around Captain America, becoming outlaws and forming the Secret Avengers. Inevitably, the violent conflict broke out between the two sides. The villains sit on the sidelines as once allied heroes clash in an all-out civil war. So this expansion, if you've been paying attention to Marvel United expansions, pay attention to all the different unboxings, as we have unboxed so far up to this point, all season 1 and season 2. We're starting our season 3 unboxings. You know that there is technically a team versus team thing in X-Men Blue and X-Men Gold. However, in that one, you are 2 separate teams going against the villain in the story. This expansion is not including a villain, because this is truly 2 teams just attacking each other, battling it out for supremacy. So that is pretty cool, because again, it is following that original Civil War storyline of the 2 sides, going at each other, all of that stuff. So that's going to be what we're going to take a look at here today. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this box open and see what is inside. Now, I have read through all of Civil War. This is probably the last Marvel event that, not that I read through, but it's the last Marvel event that I purchased every single tie-in, and I was really big at the time as well of like reading through like message boards and stuff like that. And so I remember all of Joe Quesada's, the editor-in-chief at the time of Marvel Comics, his like all the interviews he did pre-Civil War, talking about, everyone hates Speedball. Well, Speedball was the only one that survived. Spoilers. The initial conflict in Civil War. He also talked about hating the fact that Mary Jane and Peter Parker were married, and Civil War is actually the thing that led into the dissolving whatever of the marriage and that whole thing. So there's a lot of things that happened in Civil War. Spoilers again, it's, when Captain America died, all that stuff. Like I said, the Civil War comic was a lot different. I do like the artwork and the different, coloration and everything. The Civil War comic was very different from the Civil War movie. So there's a lot going on, especially because you had a lot more characters and everything. Again, we can go into a lot of things about comic book knowledge and whatnot in these videos, but you all came for the unboxing. If you're still here, thank God. So there is that. Let's go ahead and get this box cover off. Like I said, there was a little bit of damage on the bottom of my box, so we'll just also make sure that everything is okay in here. So anyway, we got Civil War. Now, all the other expansions we've taken a look at so far were a leaflet. This is a straight up book in here of what all the different things are. So we've got choose your side. We've got all the different components right here. More trackers, because why not more trackers? So we got different things there. We've got player versus player mode, special rules for both modes, Clash of Heroes, the round sequence, everything having to do with that. We've got the registration clash version of it right there. Turn sequences, all of that sort of stuff. We've got additional rules for both PvP modes, so there's a lot of stuff going on here. Apparently banned locations for the game. Following locations are not compatible with either PvP mode and may not be chosen during setup. Special effect adaptations. Yeah, so there is a lot of different things that go along with this. So we'll have this off to the side here so we can take a look at the components. And here is our Civil War, one double-sided Civil War dashboard. So got red team starting location, blue team starting location right there with what those do. And then we've got the Clash of Heroes version of it right here with a very long 45-point track right there. So that is going to be a lot of stuff there. Let's go ahead and flip this to the other side so you can see what that looks like right there. So yeah, that is that dashboard there. And then we've got our little sheet here of tokens. So we've got our shield tokens right here. We've got our anti-shield tokens right here. Then we have our 6 location control tokens right there in red and blue. And then we've got our danger tokens right here, which say danger, danger, danger right here. So we got all that going. It's been a long week. So we got let's see, we got a bunch of locations. Looks like we have enough locations to, how many locations do we have? 6 locations. So we got enough locations to not have to use alternate locations in the game. So we've got the raft right here. So we got that one. We've got Sokovia right there. Oh, got that going. And then we're going to have the bar with no name. And I believe that's Loki right there in the foreground. I don't know who the other, I think there's another person to the right, but I can't tell. Right there. And then we've got Garrett Castle right there. And then we've got Avengers Mountain with a very cold celestial, looks like, on the side there. And then we've got Washington, D.C. So there's that. So that is going to be our locations there. And let's go ahead. I think this is the first time I've seen the Marvel United logo on the plastic be offset. So that's pretty cool. So put that over there. And, oh, we got a lot of stuff here. And let's see. So we got to put that there. We'll put that there. Again, wells might be deep enough to get some sleeve cards in here. You may have to push them down a little bit. But we definitely got that going on for us there. We've got some new base covers there, blue and red. So we almost got enough base colors if you're gonna, you need one base covers for some reason for your games. So we got red ones now, we've got blue ones, we got a different shade of blue I think in X-Men Blue Team Gold Team, and then we got the yellow ones for the X-Men Blue Team Gold Team as well. So we got those are pretty nifty right there. And then we're gonna have our red and blue trackers. These are not clear or anything like that. These are just red and blue cubes right there. So you can either use these, or if you want to get a different something else that, you know, to keep track of all that stuff, you can do that as well. We are going to take a look first. Let's glance at our equipment real quick. Let me get a Kniff right here and get these equipment cards opened. All right, there's that right there. So let's get this opened up. And so what do, well, there we go. What we got here, got Captain America's mighty shield right here. So I got Cap's shield. We've got deflector shields, omni beam, and stealth field generator for Iron Man. So there's his I don't know why I'm covering the artwork. There's his stuff right there. And then we've got Excelsior and Nega Wedding Ring right here. These are Hulklings. Let me do it. Let me hold it this way. These are Hulklings items right here. So we got that. And again, we'll showcase these, the actual items and everything during like a gameplay video and stuff like that. So you don't have to worry about that. We've got web shooters, which we've seen a bunch of times for Spider-Man. And we got his Waldus, which I'm pretty sure are those spines and everything behind him. Trick arrows. Kate Bishop has 1, 2, 3 different trick arrows. She's got explosive, pim particle, smoke bomb, and wire, because apparently there's 4. I can't count correctly. But she is going to have 4 different arrows. Recharge at the beginning of your turn. Discard 2 action tokens to turn this face up. So that is the recharge on all of those. So we got that, and then Disruptor Stings for Yellow Jacket. Using your turn, double punch, split as you like to your adjacent locations. Then turn this face down and exhaust. Remove this card from Remove this card from the game. So you get one shot, one opportunity with the Disruptor Stings. So we got that, and then after that we've got what do we got here? The cell cards. So this side is all the same. When a KO'd enemy with a crisis token enters this cell, flip this card and activate its trap effect. If the KO'd enemy has no crisis token, simply discard this card. So I got that there, and then there's an example of one of the traps right there. So we got Tranquilizer Trap right there, and then there is also EMP Trap, Truth Serum Trap, Shield Breaker Trap, Psionic Trap, Shock Trap, and then as we saw, the Tranquilizer Trap. So those are all of the cards we're going to have, all the small cards we're going to have, equipment, all of that stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at Team Cap right here, because Captain America was right. If, you know, maybe, I don't know, things didn't end well for him. I know that for a fact. So it definitely did not end well for Captain America at the end of that comic series. So in this pack of cards, we got Captain America, we've got Goliath, we've got Kate Bishop, we've got Spectrum, and we've got Hulkling right here. And then we also, is that Hulkling's card? Yes, it is. Okay, so we got that, and then we've got all the population cards. So there's 12 population cards right there, which are used in one of the modes. Again, I know I've been a while since I read through the update for this one, so I'm not sure. I don't remember what those are for. So anyway, Captain America's got a starting hand card. I can do this all day, of course. Captain America Classic is what they refer to that as right there. So I can do this all day as long as this card is face up in the storyline. You may gain one heroic token or punch token when recovering from KO. So we got that. And then he's going to have Hero of the People. Double heroic. These actions may only be used to rescue civilians. So he's got that. And then Master Strategist. Each other hero may immediately wild. So there's that. And then Master Shield Fighter. Punch. If this is used to defeat a thug, you may punch in an adjacent location. Then if this is used to defeat a thug, you may punch in another adjacent location. So there you go. And then that is all for his, so he's got four special ability cards, and then he just has a bunch of generic stuff. And look at him looking all Captain America right there. That is pretty cool. So I like it a lot. There you go. That's Captain America for you. All right, so we got Goliath next. He's going to have his free starting hand. Free starting hand? Free starting hand, whereas this is a starting hand. Starting hand. I don't know what the difference is with free starting hand is, but incredible size. This card doesn't count as one of your 3 starting hand cards. You start the game with a total of 4 starting hand cards. It'd help if I read stuff before I actually talked, probably. So basically, you get this card and then draw 3 cards from the deck. So that's pretty cool how that is right there. So they got that. So see, all those that type right there isn't always bad. So anyway, the bigger they are, at the end of a villain turn in which you were KO'd, attach a stun token to a villain or henchman in your or an adjacent location and turn this card face down. Next villain turn, that villain or henchman's BAM is canceled and the stun token is discarded. So there's that right there. And so we got a lot of heroes to go through, so we may not spend a lot of time on some of them. Big Fist, triple punch against a single target in your location, then discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of the deck. So there's that. So basically taking a hit for that. Got another one of those. So that is going to be all of Goliath's. Oh my gosh. That's violent. Violent. I don't remember what happened to Goliath during the event. Again, like, I've read through a lot of these events, but unfortunately, the mind goes, and I haven't, like, some of the books, because at some point I was reading so many of the books, so I've only ever had like one pass them. I have never been able to, like, with a lot of like modern stuff, and able to go back and reread through a bunch of stories. So it's basically a one and done pass, and I usually need more of that for comprehension. So yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. So anyway, Kate Bishop. Anyway, we got better branding, double heroic for each civilian rescued with this effect. At the end of your turn, gain 1 heroic token. So she's got that going on there. You drive, I shoot. So I'm assuming this is a bunch of Hawkeye TV show references. Right there, skilled marksman. Got that one right there. Can I have your stuff when you're dead? There's that. So, and that's all of that her special effect cards. But she's got some pretty cool artwork here. You know, the doggo right there. That's pretty cool in the background. Right there. Background. No, it's gonna blur because this camera doesn't adjust up there, apparently up there. So anyway, that's gonna be Kate Bishop's cards right there, and let's go ahead and take a look at Spectrum. Starting hand card, energy source. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, once per turn, when another hero deals damage to an enemy in your location, they may perform 1 free punch. So there's that. And then she's got Energy Blast, Energy Blast. So we got 2 Energy Blast cards in here, right there. And then she's got 1 intangibility. You cannot take any damage until the beginning of your next turn. So she's going to be pretty cool right there. All right, so that is all the heroes that come in the box on that side of the Captain America side right there. But we have one more in this pile, and that is Hulkling. As I said before in the video, this is a Kickstarter exclusive character. So this character, if you're buying retail, is not going to be in your box. So just know that. He does have right here an impersonating card right here. So that's what that looks like there, and that's going to be the other side of it there. So he's going to have some special rules. At the end of your turn, if there is no hero card next to this card, you may choose the starting hand card of any hero not in play and place it next to this card. So either from this box or any other box, I guess, that has a starting hand card, you can basically pick whatever you want with that. So that'd be pretty interesting. I'm kind of curious to go online and see what people are using for this one. If you are KO'd, remove that hero card from the game. It can't be chosen anymore. Setup. Place this card face down in front of you. Okay. Special rule. Hulkling can use the special effects on the hero card placed next to this card as if it had been played by him in the storyline. However, that hero card is not considered to be either in your hand or in the storyline. So there is that. So that's pretty interesting the way that card reads, and if I remember correctly, because again, I'm filming these unboxing videos after the Deceased campaign was on GameFound, I believe this is kind of working very similar to the Beast Boy cards from the Teen Titans expansion with all the different form shapes and everything like that. But except for in that one, you have specific shapes that you can use, where in this one, you are basically utilizing any hero. Beast Boy uses animal shapes. Hulkling is using basically the starting hand card of any character in the game that has a starting hand card, which means that it's basically just going to be a few Season 2 characters and a bunch of Season 3 characters, nobody from Season 1, because it's starting hand card, right? Yeah, choose the starting hand card of any hero not in play. So none of the Season 1 characters had starting hand cards, so that's going to be something to remember with that. So, So yeah, there's that. So anyway, his starting hand card though is Healing Factor. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, if you have only one card in your hand at the end of the villain turn, you may draw one card. So there he is on his throne with Excelsior, or Excalibur, whatever that sword is called, right there. Also going to have Metamorphic Adaptation. Perform actions matching the symbols at the bottom of the hero card next to your impersonating card. Metamorphic Adaptation, so he's got another one of those with a different symbol, another one of those with a different symbol, so one with each of the regular symbols on it. So he's got 3 of that card, and then, you know, he's got like wings right here, so that's pretty cool. So they got that going on. So yeah, Hulkling looks pretty cool. I like that the impersonating card right there, so that's pretty cool. And then we'll go ahead and before we get into the Iron Man cards, take a look at the population cards. These basically just like, that's just what they look like right there. So they've got that right there. Some of them have arrows, some of them don't have arrows, like that right there. So yeah, that's the impersonating cards. So if I didn't go through them, that's fine. Anyway, let's go ahead and grab this. And is that going to go in there? Is that going to fit in there? Yes, that fits in there. And do you have a similar one right here? So hold on, let me get reorganized here. All right, there we go. All right, so there's 2, just so you know, there are 2 wells on the bottom of this box. So if you do sleeve the smaller cards, you're probably going to have to fit them in both wells. Right now they fit in 1 well pretty fine. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Iron Man team cards right here. So there is that. All right, so we got that plastic off there. So throw that over there. So we've got Iron Man right here. Yellow Jacket there, Wonder Man here, Tigra here, and then Iron Spider right there. And then we've got our mission cards and everything like that. Let's go ahead and take a look at those mission cards. So it basically is just like Team Blue missions. So we've got, what, 6 of those, somewhere around there, and that's an example right there of a mission card. Again, I'm not going to read through all of them. So there's those. And then we've got Clash of Heroes events. Let's go ahead and take a look just at an example of a Clash of Heroes event card right there. There's that. And then finally, we've got the round sequence card and everything, track rewards and tiebreakers for Clash of Heroes mode right there. So that's going to be those generic cards. Now let's get back into the heroes. So we've got Iron Man right here. He's going to have Resourceful. You may distribute one heroic and punch token from the pool among heroes. So I got that going there. He's going to have Repulsors, punch in both adjacent locations. Regenerative System, you may draw cards until you have 3 in your hand, so he gets to heal, which is good because Captain America will beat him up. Team Leader, up to 2 other heroes may immediately perform movement. And look at him trying to be all patriotic. He's got Captain America's shield and everything. Look at that smug. So smug rich boy. Anyway, that's going to be Iron Man's deck right there. Let's go ahead and get into Yellow Jacket. Starting hand card, Grow. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, just during your turn, you may discard any number of tokens from this card to perform the same amount of punches in your location. So he's got that. Grow. And then he's got Shrink. As long as this card is face up in the storyline during a villain turn, you may discard any number of tokens from this card to prevent the same amount of damage dealt to you. So we got that going on. Looks like he's getting like blindsided by like a bullet. I was gonna say missile, but that's a bullet right there. So got that going. Pim Particles, place 1 movement token from the pool on Shrink or 1 punch token from the pool on Grow if they are face up in the storyline. Pim Particle. Yeah, so we got 3 different copies of Pim Particles, each one with a different symbol on the bottom. So there is that, and then just normal artwork and everything. You can really crush that building. Look at that. Look at that. So anyway, that is going to be Yellow Jacket, Hank Pym. So we're going to have now Wonder Man, Near Immortality. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, if you start your turn with 1 card in hand, draw 2 cards during the draw a card step. So there's that. That's specifically the 1 card in hand, so it's not just an instant heal every time. Flight, movement, and a wild right there. Flight, movement, and a wild right there. Invulnerability. You cannot take any damage during until the beginning of your next turn. So he's got 2 of those with wild symbols on the bottom. Is he going to be another wild? No, he's not wild. He is not wild. So let's go ahead and take a look at Tigra. All right, so she does not have any starting hand cards either, but she has reflexes. I do appreciate the fact that they look like they're trying to make her have more clothes on than she normally has in the comics. So that's a little appreciative for a family game. Reflexes ignore the first damage you would take next villain turn. So there is that. Strong will until your next turn. Ignore any effect that would force you to play your next card randomly or face down. That is always nice because we definitely always have. There's definitely villains that make you play different cards randomly, all that stuff. So it's nice to not necessarily have to deal with that. Tigra, Claws and Fangs. Claws and Fangs. Claws and Fangs. Preventable, unpreventable, 2 damage in your location. Tracking, move any location with a henchman there. Then punch there. So they got that. And then, is that it? Yep, that is it. So, and look, dodging explosions. So there is that right there. That is Tigra. So that is the end of the Team Iron Man characters that come in the retail version of the box. Next, we're going to take a look at our next Peter Parker. This is how many Peter Parkers in the game now? How many Peter Parkers are in the game? One in Spider-Verse, one and a clone in Spider-Geddon, and then this one's 4, the Cyber one's 5, so there's at least 5 Peter Parkers if you're counting Ben Reilly in the game. That's wild. Spider Sense. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, once per villain turn, if a villain ends their movement in your location, you may immediately move to an adjacent one with nothing on the bottom right there. So you're only going to be using this person's stuff over here. So yeah, there's that. So if I didn't say it during that rant, this is the Kickstarter exclusive character in this other one, besides the Hulkling one. So my name is Peter Parker. That was wild, but he wasn't wearing that costume when he did it. Right there. Gain 1 wild token, discard all crisis and exposed tokens you might have. Exposed is, I don't think it's from here, but exposed is from the Spider-Geddon box, so that is pretty cool. So you get to wipe away all those and not have that effect. So that's pretty nice. Great responsibility, double heroic for each civilian rescued with a special effect at the end of your turn. Gain 1 punch token. Great power, great responsibility. This is going to be the punch thug. This is going to be basically the opposite effect card of that one. So this one's going to be 2 punches, and if they're used to take out thug, then you get a wild a heroic token. So it's the opposite of the other one, essentially. And that is going to be all of Peter Parker's stuff. So this is pretty cool. This is probably my favorite of the artworks on there. So that's pretty nice. But anyway, that is going to be the Peter Parker exclusive. I was going to say exclusive figure, the exclusive cards for this one. So let's go ahead and take a look at the figures now that we've looked at everything else. Finally, going to look at the figures. So let's go ahead. We'll save Giant Man for a little bit in a little bit, but let's go ahead first. Let's take a look at first here Spectrum. So that's Spectrum right there. It's pretty cool. So it's a nice figure. Nice figure sculpt and everything. Let's take a look at Kate Bishop. Hair's pretty wild on there, and she's like standing on a target, so that's pretty cool. So there is that. And then we've got Tigra. Right here. Is it Tigra? It's Tigra, right? Yeah, Tigra. I don't know why I was thinking whatever. So there's that. I was trying to think Chitara, but that's Thundercats. So there's that right there, and then we've got Yellow Jacket right here. That's pretty cool. Then we got Wonder Man, looking like the only figure in here with a clear plastic effect. So he's got some purple behind him. That is pretty nice. And then we will take a look now at Goliath. Goliath is the big boy on here, stomping all over Stark Industries. So there's that one. Very nice figure. There. I'm not going to do it now, but I am thinking about doing later on when we finally open up Fing Fang Foom, doing a comparison shot of all of the giant figures that we have. So Goliath, Stature in the stretch goal box, Fing Fang Foom, Galactus, all that stuff, getting all those guys together and seeing all of them out. So that's why I'm not getting some comparison shots here of anything else. So there is that. And so next we're going to take a look at some other figures here. So let's go ahead in the main event. So we're going to take a look at Captain America right here. So there he is with the American flag there, and they kind of positioned it to where it looks like Cap is throwing the shield right there. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it because I have 2 copies of the original Marvel United, one to try to like practice painting with. I did prime this one, so hopefully you'll be able to see it. But this is comparison. This is the comparison we're gonna do in this video of the 2 Captain Americas. So this is Marvel United 1. It is Zenithal Prime right there. I'm just waiting for me to stop being lazy and start painting it. And then there is the new Captain America there on the right. So you can definitely see that this is a little bit more dynamic than this. This is kind of just like standing there and like kind of like with a surprised look on his face. Whereas this one, he's actually like going into battle. So I do kind of like this one a little bit more. The shield's a little weird. It does look like it's a little slightly positioned off with what he's going to do depending on how you're looking at it. But I do understand, again, you can't just have a shield floating in front of the figure. To throw it, you had to have it mounted onto something, and they did the absolute best they could. But this is pretty cool. It is definitely, you can definitely tell these like season 3 sculpts, even the season 2 sculpts are definitely ahead of where the season 1 sculpts were. I don't know why I'm putting that over there. And then, oh, Iron Man does have some clear plastic over here. So then we're going to have Iron Man. I do have a comparison here for it. So we do have Iron Man right here. So that is new Iron Man. And again, I already started priming this one. I did prime it in black, so you're probably not going to be able to see it. At least my monitor is a little darker, but hopefully once this is actually edited, you guys can see it a little bit better. But that is going to be Iron Man right there. Let's do this. Let's put that there. So you can maybe see it a little bit better. So that is going to be Iron Man right there. You can kind of see how the sculpt works and everything like that. But I don't know. This one is a little iffy for me. I kind of like this one a little bit better, the new one. I think I like the head sculpt better on this one, but I like the figure better on the new one. So yeah, if they could have taken this head sculpt and put it over here, I think that would have been a little bit better. But I like the figure nonetheless. Like, it looks really good. Looks pretty cool. So there is that, and there is that. Now again, if you have retail, every figure I've shown you is what you would get. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Kickstarter exclusive figures. So we got Hulkling right here with his bat wings right there. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got Spidey right here. So with his, this is like the true Iron Spider. I know they call the new one Iron Spider in the movies and everything, but the Stark inspired one is definitely what most comic book people, when they hear Iron Spider, is what they're referring to. So, but yeah, that is everything in the Kickstarter exclusive version of the Civil War expansion. So like I said, everything in here looks very nice. Again, no villains in here, so that's gonna be pretty cool. Can't wait to try to play this team versus team mode. Not sure when we're gonna do it on the channel, just because we're going to be doing a lot of different gameplays in Marvel United, and I would kind of want not just to do like a 1 versus 1 and multiple people playing. We're probably going to try to figure out how to get two teams of 2 in here to do that. Normally we have about enough room for 3 people, barely, at the table, so we'll figure that out. But I do plan on doing a gameplay of this properly, so be on the lookout for that. And if you haven't already, make sure to go ahead and hit the notification bell so you know when these videos are going to be released. Still working on the various expansions for right now. Next one we are going to be doing is the Secret Invasion expansion, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. I have been Eric. This has been Rockshire Gaming. That clickety clack noise was my dog walking over to the window in front of me, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.